People have been really coming through and helping out, and can't say enough about how much I appreciate that. Not that everything was like unusable the way it was, but everything's clean. I think that's kind of an underrated aspect of the evaporust is, of course, it gets rid of the corrosion in the steel, but it also just cleans stuff. Here's what they look like. Bolts came out real nice. A little bit of rust still there. Also, these sat overnight out of the stuff, so they've had a chance to kind of re-flash rust in a couple places, but none of this needs to be perfect. I was able to get the throttles to free up. Yeah, it's probably getting more and more free the more I do it. Secondary flap was a bit of a struggle. I did eventually get it to free up, and it returns with its own spring. Still don't know that there's any hope in actually using this carburetor. Might be to the point where we could disassemble it or not, and just, I don't know. I haven't made any decisions on that yet, but I'm definitely leaning on maybe getting like a Weber or something. I realize that's what everyone does. But that carburetor is pretty bad, so I'm not expecting it to succeed. While it would be nice to take this out, disassemble it, clean it all up, it's a little more involved because I got to undo it from the engine bay, and I'm not really ready to go that far. Well, that's definitely what's holding this. There we go. Let's see if this works. There's a little bit of corrosion, but I don't see any obvious corrosion in one specific spot like you would get from a leak. I think I'm gonna assume that this one's good and put it back in. Uses windshield defrost or vent. It goes good in one direction, but it struggles in the other direction. Eventually it goes. I don't trust this piece. So I think what I'm gonna do is leave it in the defrost position. And that way that part works, which is the more important part. That's the annoying part for sure. Okay. All right, I realize this is gonna bother a lot of people, but I'm basically just gonna leave the rust in the middle and not worry about it because I wanna move on with things. No, that's not working. Just didn't go far enough because this piece is in my way. And this piece is in my way. Set something down for 1 second. It's just gone. Doesn't make any sense. How is that possible? Why is that bent? I'm glad someone left all this hardware because I don't think I had this much extra hardware laying around. am still missing that other chunk of the dash where the speaker goes. Well, it's not correct in the sense that I don't have this little speaker tray thing, but I do have all the outer shell pieces. The next question is, if I plug a battery in, does any of this stuff work? Okay, this is kind of an exciting little thing, but I found the complete little wire harness for these backlights that I had the whole time. I just forgot that I had them. Alright, welcome to another rainy Washington day. Got really good news though. Someone hit me up saying they had a parts car and they had knuckles for me, and I thought, oh good, knuckles, I need knuckles. And they said, yeah, you can kind of pick through stuff. I probably have a bunch of other things you need. Oh, already losing parts. Let's just say I got a lot of stuff. And actually, a lot of the stuff, so the car, the roof had been crushed real bad. Like the roof is cut off and the car is rusty. So the interior is, we're gonna hope that it's salvageable. I'll put it that way. Just the same, boy, I got a lot of stuff. So this is a game changer for this car, actually. I almost took my Celica, and I'm really glad I took the van, because I almost ran out of room in the van. You can see from this side, the skin's not too bad. It's just the little edge, and then the frame itself got pretty crusty. And I can't even explain how excited I am about these. This door panel's in a little worse shape, but still very salvageable. This screw is a perfect candidate for showing if we can get it out, because the screwdriver won't even fit in there. There's nowhere for it to go. I got a little pick, or as the dentist says, the Explorer. I haven't been to the dentist in a very long time, but I always remember them calling it the Explorer. So we're just gonna try to get whatever we can out of there so the screwdriver has a place to sit and seat. Anyway, we'll see if that helped. Yeah, that helped a lot. So now that it sits in there, ultimately we want to turn lefty-loosey, but for breaking rust, both directions is equally helpful. So we're gonna go left, but we're also gonna go right and left. That broke. So I'm also pressing as hard as I can into it. Spider, you are going in dangerous places. I'm trying to keep pressure into the screw so that this won't slip out. And I'm putting a lot of force down and a lot of force in a twisting motion, but real slow, because I don't want to give it excuses to slip and break. So, and even when you're undoing it, keep going back a little bit, kind of like chasing a thread, where you want to give the crud somewhere to go and clear up before you move on to the next turn. But I can't tell you how many screws seemed impossible and have come out through that kind of practice. There we go. And now this is out and safe. Plastic is broken, but not too broken. The little clip is rusty, but still holding. And the spring is really rusty and will probably not be great, but the glass is real dirty, but it's not broken, it's just dirty. So, hey, there we are. Okay, so what do we think? Is that gonna be possible? Careful not to damage it with the pick, which will happen if you're manhandling it too much. It certainly looks better. So we're gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna put my hand back here too, even though I don't think it would go anywhere. Just gives me a little extra leverage. Oh, easy. That wasn't even stuck. It was just I couldn't get my screwdriver in there. Clean on that side, just the exposed elements. This was also a coastal car, I'm sure he's gonna be happy to see this stuff getting salvaged and not thrown away. I think that's why he was so eager to help me out. Yeah, see, this is dusty and there is corrosion in this switch, but I don't think it's, and I'm sure this one too, I don't think it's bad enough to be a problem. It just needs a thorough cleaning with some chemicals and whatnot. So I'm gonna try to get these seats out. They're in pieces, and some of the pieces are attached, some of the pieces aren't attached. The adjustment cable is still attached, and then that side is attached to the seat back. So this seat is in pieces, but again, the upholstery isn't too bad. The side of the seat's rough, but the fabric is not ripped, which is a really big deal because I don't think you can get that fabric anymore. And with some washing, it'll probably clean up surprisingly well. The seats that are in my hatch were green from algae and had that thick caked on dirt that those seats get over time, and now it looks not quite new, but really good. It's controversial to some, but I got factory GTS springs and I really want to use them, at least for a moment. I just want to try them. I've never had factory GTS springs. This is a really big deal to me. He was going to keep them and then he changed his mind, and I'm very grateful that he changed his mind, and I think it just boiled down to the effort of disassembling them, so indebted to him for that. This will be a project for a later time because that's going to take a lot of work to get those up to snuff. Plastics are there, that's a big deal for me. Almost all of the pleather is rip-free. There's a little tear, but it's not bad at all. The seat backs are good. They're a little dusty, and this top trim piece is messed up, but like not too shabby. The other visor, I don't know if it's in here somewhere, but looks like it did not survive. At least the plastic did not survive. So we might find the rest of it, and it's gonna need this plastic clip, probably. But the screws came out, or one of them did. The harder part is going to be this side because the roof's kind of caved in on it, which is one of the reasons I want to get this off, because I might be able to help separate this stuff. So this trim is unfortunately cut and missing a good 1/4 inch or so of material. Yeah, it's missing a bit, but it was not cut through the clip. So it'll clip back into place, and what we can also do is glue something onto the back and kind of fill it and do a good enough repair, a repair worthy of this salvaged car. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Got one out. Go from this side so I'm not prying against the trim. There we go. And, oh, carefully. There we go. Okay. Boy, it's weak, it's brittle, but we did it. This is all detached. So it's warped, but it's not so damaged that we can't fix it. And probably a little bit of heat, sunshine, and some weights will straighten this back out. And someone who can't afford a really nice headliner in their car can still have some headliner in their car. There we go. And we got a couple more of these guys to get out, but we're almost done with this area. Maybe one day we'll go crazy and try to use it as a exercise in learning how to do body work. Inspectors here. What do you think, kitty? Interested in the stuff? Oh, bye-bye. Find anything interesting? Alright, let's take a look at these doors. Show you why we grabbed them. They're real rough, but we've still got the latches. We've even still got this plastic and this. It's a little banged up, but even this, what's left of this track in here might be useful, maybe not. This handle's also good. Door lock cylinder's probably good. I believe these are for the back seat area. The grill, totally intact. No, I take it back. This guy is broken. That's it. Everything else is good on this. The frame of this seat has completely disintegrated, leaving us with the foam and the upholstery. But the upholstery looks all right. Here's our awful, not a lot of hope left seat bottom. This is one that I'm also really excited about. This is the GTS hardline for the clutch. I know you can just make them. I made one for my other car, but I'm actually really excited about having a proper one that is the right shape. Here's the little carpet and insulator for the speaker shelf. One complete speaker grill as well. I'm not ready to install this yet, but I did get the carpet for the back of the back seats. I was able to get these guys also. These seat belts, I'm really glad they didn't take them out. Still got that piece. This also has a lot of glass in it. I already got rid of a lot, but I'm just gonna try to carefully put it in place for now, because we're gonna have to spend a lot more time on this stuff some other day. Swampy. Get this one kind of in place, best we can, just like the other. There. We also got both headlight buckets. This is the better of the two. The this piece that holds the light in is rusted out, but the rest of it is salvageable. The other one, the actual outside sheet metal, is a bit rusted out. We also got a lot of trim that's banged up, but I think we might be able to straighten out and save. This one is basically perfect, just dirty. No damage, no holes. It's not even hardly sun faded, it's just dirty. So that's exciting. Set that in place temporarily. Try to. Need both my hands. Cool. Here's another piece I'm excited about. I have the blue one, but I'm excited to have the kind of proper red one. So that'll be going in at some point. And actually, ironically, I think it's in better shape than the one. Oh, no, it has a crack. But it's not in bad shape. This one's been cut out even more than the red one. Those guys. Oh yeah, this is another one. I got wiper arms. Really rough wiper arms that are barely usable, but they will work. They will work enough. Oh, let's see what kind of shape this thing's in. Dang. Not amazing. But you can still get this you can get this, the piece that goes on the top, and that part in there isn't cracked. So, as bad as it looked, that part needs a little working, but I think this is also salvageable. Got the dash vent, including the little section I was missing. I haven't even looked at this dash box really. Not too bad. A little scuffed, but very usable. Box. What did he put in here? Clutch kit. Oh, shifter boot. This piece, which now has oil on it. Trans mount. Heat shield. Haven't had one of those for a while either. Oh, sweet. I wasn't sure if there was one of these in there. What a score. None of this would be usable if I had a perfect condition car, but having the car that I've got, all of it's usable. Got this piece, this is for the back seat. This piece looks like it's good to go. This wiper blade did not make it. Eventually we will have to figure out what to do about that. I did get the ashtray that I needed, except it's destroyed. It'll go in, but it's not really any good. Our other headlight bucket, which you can see is in a little worse shape. These little plastics go where the trunk hole is. I think that's where we took them off, like right there. Now I gotta be careful, but I did get the rear glass from another guy that I've known loosely for a really long time. I haven't glued it in, but I just wanted to look at it. Just look at it. That is a big deal. That is something I was trying to get, and everyone who had it was too far away to ship it. It's also damage free, so I want to do my best to keep it that way. It's not ready to actually be installed, but that is exciting. Just had to kind of see it in place. Man, I am getting excited. So that will go here eventually. Same with that side. I know I got some of the bottom stuff. I doubt the top is in there. Yeah, there's the bottom piece. Here's our other seat back. This piece is bent down, and actually I realized I think this is that side, and that is that side. So let's get those switched around. It's rough, but it's a lot cooler than it just not being there anymore. Even if I never did restore it, I'm glad to have it, but of course I plan to do my best to make it presentable, or at least a little less bad. Here's the grill we have that's good. Try to get it back to functional. I mean, look at that though. It's starting to look like a full car. Kick panel, which is cool because I didn't have one of those. Yep, here's the, even the headlight retaining springs, nice. Got another heater valve that looks a little nicer than the one in this car. Oh, no way. There's that wiper switch I needed. The other headlight thing's good. See, the funny thing about this is I don't even have an undamaged kick panel for my hatch, and I know that I said all the good parts go on the hatch, but I'm gonna make some exceptions here and just say that I'm gonna try my best to color code and get this car's interior all matching red if possible. That's, for what it's worth, it's been at least 10 years since I've had a Corolla that had all the interior in it, And even then it was a Corolla that had been in a wreck, and we saved that one too. That one was being sold as a parts car, and we stretched the frame and made it good again. No way. The dash vents, really? So I believe this is this one. Yeah, these are all the vents. I think all of them actually. Both door handle cups. Oh, both window cranks. Fuse door, motor covers. People have been really coming through and helping out, and can't say enough about how much I appreciate that. Oops, there you go again. That's for this. Yep, for that piece, which we now have this in the red. Because I already spent a day putting all this stuff in, I'm not going to do it right this second. I will clean everything before I truly install it. Same with this. But for now, this is just getting me giddy. That one's got the clip in. This one doesn't. No, this one goes first, so yeah. There we go. Oh man, that is so exciting. I haven't had this on any of my cars since probably 2015. And at the time, I didn't appreciate it. I took it for granted. Threw it all away like a dummy. But here we are. Again, these ones are pretty rough. They cut a fair amount out of them, but they are still in one piece, technically speaking. Can't see what I'm doing at all. There we go. Okay. Again, far from perfect. It's not restoration grade or anything, but it's just nice to have it. And that piece is there. Why won't they let me in this building? Needs a good cleaning. Okay, I do have the other roof trim piece. That's exciting. I still haven't seen the other A-pillar trim. It might have gotten way more busted up and we didn't grab it. I'm not sure. Let's set that in place. Excited about. Obviously, I grabbed these guys, or there was like one or two of them, and I don't need it for this car, but I do need it for my hatch. So I'm really glad to have those. Yep, that was easy. And then now this slides in between. There we go. Sick. Okay, so I threw this one on, and obviously you can see the gap right there. The only thing is, the other side I don't have. I have like this much of it, but not the top or the bottom. So I don't think there's any hope of having this red set. So I probably won't use it. Unless I end up finding a red one for the other side, then maybe I'll glue it together. But I do have those ones, and I bought those a while ago and paid for them, so I may as well use them. Everything's coming together. I mean, temporarily, but so far no luck on finding this A-pillar. I don't think I ended up with it. I'm pretty sure I got this because I took it off earlier. I just gotta find it. Man, crusty. Does it go that way or does it go this way? I think it goes that way. Anyway, I do have one of these that's not rusted out in blue that I can use to template and make one of these at some point, but it's pretty far away from a priority, so if you guys really, really, really want to see it, I can make a point to do it, but otherwise it's probably going to wait because there's so much other things to do. Also, not to do the like weird, it's not a sales pitch, but basically if there's processes on this car or these cars collectively that you guys are extra interested in seeing, please don't hesitate to let me know, because I'm gonna film most of what I'm doing, but some of it I might not do for a really long time unless people are requesting it, and then I'll make a point to do it sooner than later. Just because there's so much to do that I have to sort of manage my time properly. But if everyone's like, oh, we're most interested in this one thing, do that, then I can maybe focus on that and let the other stuff come later. I've been scrubbing this stuff with simple green. Green and a toothbrush. Let stuff dry out in the sun, because we actually have a little bit of sun today. Compare that to the stuff I haven't gotten to yet. Wonder how hard it'll be to track down this color in a paint to repaint those. Not that I'm doing that anytime soon, but maybe someday. Another pile of parts here. A lot of crust in here. At some point I'll need to totally disassemble it, but not today. Here's a good example of some dirty parts that we're going to clean up. Alright, here's where we're at. I'm sure the stuff could use a little more cleaning. You can see, especially like, I don't know if the light will show it, but there's definitely still some dirt and stuff in here that didn't quite come out, but certainly an improvement. Good enough for now. And just letting it air dry in the sun, which is pretty much done. This guy could still use a lot more, but good enough for the day. Same thing with the shifter. I've cleaned it twice now and it's still pretty gunky, but way better than it was. It's tolerable now. You can actually see this, which you couldn't see before, so definitely good progress. And most importantly, now that all of that's clean enough, I can pull this blue stuff out and put all the brown stuff in, and then have some ideas floating around in my head that I'm not ready to share because I haven't made anything for sure, but I think I might have some plans for this blue dash to make it more presentable and more appropriate. Now it extra pays off that I happen to have this brown one as a spare. So as a temporary measure, I'm using zip ties to re-tighten, retension these where the hog rings have, or the framing, whatever else has disintegrated, so that these seats will have some form of structure and be tighter again. Again, it's just temporary, and hopefully I'll be rebuilding these seats, but also getting all the red in. Still got stuff out here, but good progress. What are you up to? Playing out in the sun. What you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? Well, another one of our very rare good days, and I have to go to band practice again, but that's okay. Yesterday I cleaned up all the interior that I got and also put it all in. I didn't film it because it took forever and would have just been a time lapse, And I already have footage in this video of putting the blue interior in before I got all this red interior. Also temporarily put the glass in. It's not sealed, so I still need the car cover and everything. I just put it there because I want to feel like the car's done. Another thing I did is I put the old door back on, but put all my glass and hardware in it, so it's functional. Cleaned up the door cards. Excusing all the junk still in the car. This is our first daylight taste of what the car is like. I grabbed my hatches, whatever you call it, and so now there's two. They're different. It's okay. Surprisingly, I have basically everything. This is also I grabbed from my hatches stash, so I need to track down an A-pillar or a pair, since this one is broken in two pieces. Maybe a pair of A-pillars, preferably in this maroon, deep maroon. This guy's all mounted. I realized, well, A, because I don't want to deal with it, but B, I think I'm going to keep this e-brake in this car and use the other e-brake I got for the other car. I still don't have hydraulics bled. Got my Crocs. Got this guy, which I don't have the latch hooked up to work. It's very refreshing to have Corolla cranks again, because that thing sucks. Ashtray, or I need to make one, which is kind of a joke because I'm not going to make one, but I can still use it if I wanted to, but I don't smoke anymore, so I don't want to. I actually do have front speakers, although that wire was cut. So I have one front speaker, no radio, and I have back speakers. So actually, if I were to rig up a radio and fix that little wiring issue over there, I would have speakers. The weirdest thing happened. I was working on this door. I had the bag of random bits that I picked up off the floor of the car when I got it home before I vacuumed it. I dumped that bag onto the ground so I could look for some stuff. And I found the key. I don't know where it came from. I'm wondering, I don't get it. I'm wondering if it might have come from that glove box and I didn't notice when I don't think so. I don't know where this came from. Okay, yeah, this is the key for this parts car, and I know you can buy the whole set on eBay for $300, but I only need a couple, so maybe if one person has one of these laying around, and one person has one of these laying around, maybe I can start assembling the little bits that I need. All present and accounted for. I don't have the door seals, and I don't have those guys, and I'm missing a couple little things that I stole from my other car, since I have a feeling this one's going to be on the road first. Well, I should say I'm trying to get this one on the road first. The other one probably could be on the road first, but I want to be able to keep taking my time on that car. Alright, so kind of in passing, just put a couple little tacks on this hinge that was messed up, so now this will close. I have this button pushed in and it's a little corroded, so it's not actually latching yet, but that's good because I don't want it to latch yet. Alright, so I've got this. I used my hoist to get it up higher than my normal jack would go. And I've got my tallest, strongest jack stands kind of over by the front four-link mounts. The reason I did it that way is because I want this axle free so I can lift it and lower it to redo these bolts, put the panhard in, do the springs. Thought about cleaning them up first, but I think for the sake of everything just looking the way it should, I won't. I'm just gonna let it be the way it is. This thing's handy. Get this guy. Again, useful tool. Is this enough space? Yes, it is. And then there'll be a little, well, there you go. Right here is where your lowest point of your spring will sit, and it'll kind of twist and then fall into place. Realizing now that I'm doing this, that it's a lot easier with this panhard out of my way. Okay, that's a good start. That tells me, let's do those. I don't know, I'm gonna assume you can see that. I don't know. Be fun again. A little deja vu going on here. How's that? Yep. I don't know if I have any hardware that will work. Alright. Gone through and collected all the hardware that was in those boxes, as well as a couple other little places. And let's see if we can find anything that'll fit this. Find anything that'll fit the sway bar mounts. And maybe the shock bolt as well. I don't think any of them will be the right parts, but we just might be able to find something close. Like this, for example, that might work for the shock. Show you a fun little tidbit. We had so much fun getting the seat belt bolts out, that I had to cut. I was beginning to cut it off completely, and then I was able to use my flathead screwdriver to just take it off like a flathead. So would have been that, I think. Sure, the proper bolt would be easier to do this, but since I don't have it, I'm not gonna worry about it. And somebody twisted this, taking the stuff off. Twist it. Nope, not like that. Sweet. Alright, I went ahead and put all matching hardware on there, mainly because it's 13 and not 12, so having two of them be 12 and two of them be 13 is really irritating. This came out, much to my surprise. Let's see if the other one comes out. Now that I'm filming, it'll probably break. Nope, that one came out okay. That one broke. Okay, I've done these tanks a number of times, and what I always do wrong is I always pull the pins out, thinking that's the easier way to do all of this, but it's definitely not the easier way to do this. What you do is you pull the bolts out, and the hinges, the straps hinge down and then hinge back into place, and it's way easier to do it that way. I just always forget to do that. I also want to take these off. Rubber seal here. Doesn't need to come out, but we will get it out of our way for now. Okay, that was easy. Let's good start. Now we're going to try this comically long extension. A little rougher, but doing alright. We will use this coil spring to catch it, which is a joke. We will leave it there, but it's a joke. Okay, well, that long extension is paying off because it caught the tank. Perfect. That was really easy. Hard to do with one hand. Not having even close to any luck on these guys, and rather than spend a bunch of time stripping them out, I don't need to reuse them. That one has good hardware, so I'm just going to drill them out. Alright, I got all these off. So we should be able to pop this off carefully. And as you can see, all it is one tube. Might try running this line and whatever you call this piece until I get a title and can do the rest of what I want to do with the car. Let's go back to our compressed air now that we've seemingly cleared enough of that out. Much better. So now I can blow through it pretty easily with my mouth, just like a nasty bagpipe. Pull that off. I think we have an extra one too. Start with just a hand wire brush, knock loose whatever we can. With some evaporest, I'm sure the rest of it would look better, but the inside part that we're actually concerned about, that looks good enough for me, and I cleaned enough of that, I think, to not worry about it. So the outside looks like crap, but we don't care. Okay, so all my fuel rated hose is too big for these. I found a replacement clamp that's overkill, but I don't have any of these style. I did take my air compressor and run like 100 psi air through these lines to clear them, and also tried plugging them to look for leaks. Couldn't find any leaks. The fuel that's going through here is going to be like 2 pounds of pressure, maybe, if that. So I think these are going to work fine for the amount of time I need them to, and if they don't, then I will deal with it then. I'm going to steal these rubber pads, put them on that tank. Okay, so I'm just using high tack. Probably something better out there for this purpose, but it was close by, so I grabbed it. I also could have used weather strip adhesive, which is what I used on the other car. That stuff works really good. I think that goes right there. So, some of you are probably gonna not care for the way I'm doing stuff, but if any of you are like feeling discouraged because it seems like I'm making this look really easy and you're not having as easy of a time, for one thing, anything I am having a hard time with, I'm not opposed to showing it, but it kind of turns into a waste of your time to watch. So it probably looks easier for me just because of that alone. But also, I mean, this is not my first rodeo with these cars. I've got like 15 years of working on these cars under my belt, so I still find myself surprised at things, but it's not the first rodeo, so I have the experience to make it look a little easier just because I know what to expect, because I've already done things the harder way in the past. Anyway, so don't be discouraged if you're having more of a struggle with some of this stuff. It's all part of the fun. The next time it's less of a struggle. Or sometimes the next time is equally bad of a struggle because you forgot everything you learned the first time. I have a lot of that happen too. So I noticed, I hear something rattling in there. Now I'm trying to remember, did I, without realizing it, drop something in there? Also, this thing fell off and landed on my car cover, so don't let the editing fool you. Lots of things are going wrong also. Oh duh, it's the sender bouncing around. Okay, we're good. Yeah, this might be a mistake. Not that we have a lot of options, it's gonna go where it's gonna go, but I know on my other car, yeah, same thing. This is like not aligned. And oh, I probably should put those fuel lines on. Okay, that one went well. How is that more difficult this time around? That's not good. I could do the whole pin thing that I hate doing. I might have to if I can't get this bolt out. Rather leave it in than break it, I guess, but okay, it's a very, very bad sign that I need my bigger impact for the first time now that I've put this bolt back in. That's wrong. So I must have cross-threaded it and not noticed. That's what I was afraid of. Definitely exactly what I did not want to happen, but we have broke our bolt off, so it must have cross-threaded and I somehow didn't realize. So that's really fun. I definitely don't have any more of these. Don't know if that might be the right one, and it's not as long, but anyway, so that's really fun. So what we're gonna do, all because I forgot to put the little hoses on, we're gonna put the hoses on, and we're gonna have to drill that out and re-tap it and make sure we absolutely do not cross-thread it next time, because this tank will have to come back out when I go over to fuel injection. But just in case you didn't believe me about things not always going well, now you know. Things don't always go well. So let's get this guy on there. Need 2 hands. Crusty old clamps. I will say it's pretty amazing that I was able to cross-thread that bolt so bad that an impact broke the bolt, and it went on with that dinky little 1/4 inch impact somehow. So that's pretty crazy. It must have just been the weight of the tank being at an angle that changed that dynamic or something, but whatever, move on with life, get the rest of this figured out, and not make that mistake ever again until we're good. Now the other fun part is this panhard bar that I finally got now in the way. Also these are driving me crazy, so I'm gonna pull them out of my way. At least one of them. The other one I can just do that. Man, tragedy. Okay. Everything was going nice and smooth today until I brought up things looking too easy sometimes. The universe is watching, and it is making jokes at my expense. What's up, kitty? Oh, so dumb. Okay, that part worked, but the gunk is still in the threads. Man, how stupid though. I can't believe that happened. I bet it was over. Now, even though I brought the tool to do it the slow, correct way by hand, all that good stuff, I can't get in there very easily, so I'm gonna very carefully use my drill like you're not supposed to and try to get it started that way. Yeah, I mean, it threads in, but it's pretty awful. Wouldn't be a big deal if it wasn't holding something so important like a heavy tank full of flammable fuel. Alright, one, the easy one, now the questionable one. I just don't know how much these threads are going to hold because they're so loose. Hoping it's kind of a superficial loose and not a huge problem kind of loose. Same thing. Try to get it started by hand. If it won't start by hand, we're not there. Okay, that's started by hand. Use a ratchet. No more power tools on this job. Made that mistake. So far so good. Get this one going a bit better. Off. So while it's a little loose, let's see if I can condense it over. Hey. Cameras. So irritating. I can just rattle around forever. I'm just going one hand. And it's getting tight. Okay, I'm calling it there. I think we're alright. That's looking good. These stayed on, so all in all, despite our hectic mess there, still a success. And really kind of obnoxious and dumb that we even had to do that. All my fault too. Can't blame the rust or anything. It's just me being a dope. But we have recovered. We have moved on. I have demonstrated the value of a tap and die set a few different times now on this car. Well, I'm just gonna have to live with it being like that. I don't think I can. I mean, there's nowhere else for those straps to really go, so I don't think I can do anything to improve it unless someone has an idea, but it'll be fine, I think. I don't like that, but whatever. And I'm not gonna drill it. That's wrong too. That's why I'm starting with that one. Seems like a job for my special pry bar. Man, what do we pry against though? That's not really working. Neither is that. Again, not really sure what we can do about this. We're still not in the right spot on the far ones, and it's poking the tank. It's not gonna be fun or easy, and it just shouldn't be that difficult, is my point. It's again a kind of a manufacturing problem, not an installation problem, I don't think, because I've tried to make it my fault and it's just not happening. So my question is, can I do that without doing that? And the answer is no. Barely. Oh man. Eventually, if everything goes to plan, we will be taking all of that back out and putting EFI stuff in, but we'll also be taking all the lines out, and that's a headache I'm not doing until I know it's worthwhile. So this is temporary, and the main reason I'm doing it is just that I have no idea when I'll ever be able to find the thing I need. But I have a front, or it's off of something, I don't know what, but I was able to bolt it in, and obviously it's not bolted on this side, and it was too wide to fit in there. But it also, it's definitely gives more, I mean, maybe not enough, but definitely better than the thing just kind of sitting there. So we're going to use it for now. Also, I'm realizing the washers I bought go on this side, so I should put those in before I move on, which means taking all these bolts back out. A lot of doing everything 5 times. Alright, that was just as fun as the last time, but we did it. So we got these. That one had the old one, so I didn't take it out, but got all the washers on, so now we just need the flange nuts. I'm gonna bleed the brakes, try to get those stupid cables out, and then I'm gonna set the car back down and hope I don't have any issues until the next time I have to do all this. For our next round of stupid problems and their stupid solutions, let's start out with the problem, because I don't have my solution yet. These damn drums. The bleed nipple is so close to the line that you can't actually get a flare nut wrench on it. It barely goes on in one spot, but not enough to actually turn the thing. So I can't use the proper tool, and I have to try to find an improper tool that won't be a problem. Better work. Probably will. I don't know, it seems a little loose. A lot looser than I would want it to feel. And this is one of those funky specialty wrenches. Okay, thank God. If we're careful, it works. So, let's see if that'll work. It's pulling fluid immediately, but that's just the old fluid. And these things always suck because they don't seal very well. But I pulled a good, what is that, I don't know if that's fluid ounces or decaliters, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, almost a whole bottle of this stuff. Okay, I got that one bled. Found my other wrench that's a little better. No light. There's one thing I don't have to do. Working better than everything else. Still sucks. Ugh. Alright, one down. Alright, that sucked. Now, for some stupid reason, we're going to put these ones in. Notice how, well, maybe you couldn't see, but notice how it was easier for the drive shaft to scooch around in that center bearing than for that stupid rubber grommet to click into place. So there is still fluid in it. I don't know how much, probably not a lot, but there is fluid in it, and actually the fluid looks pretty good. It feels like there's a little crud in the threads and I'm going to need an actual tool, but it's not the cleanest fluid of all time, but it's could be worse. Alright, do I remember what size that thing is? I think it's this size. Yep, it's this size. With the odds that I can use this godforsaken e-brake cable to convince it over to me. All of this is in the name of not getting up and then getting right back under the car again, which is, I think, a worthy cause. Hey. My other tool, I think we're going to do it. My other tool is sitting on top of it, so it's kind of anchoring it in place. Got it. Oh, there it goes. We're just hoping these bleeders are in good shape. These are new to me, used old calipers, so I guess I can actually get my other flare nut wrench on here, but we'll give it a shot with this first. If I could get the light where it's actually helpful. There we go. There we go. It just took a second to get all the dead space. That was not what I wanted to feel. Okay. I think we got past the total lack of fluid point. Tightened this one up more with the jaws of life here. I think I just didn't get it all the way down on that one. This one, I have no idea. Can't see, but it feels solid, like I have bricks. Let's see how it looks. Kind of the same, actually. I'm sure once you stuff on it, I guess you do the chain first, but yeah, basically the same. Not significant change. The fronts are higher. So naturally I'm just sitting in here playing around and pretending. But now that we've got all this hooked back up, we still don't trust our warm and cool switch, which is the one that goes to these guys, which are pretty crusty. You can move them by hand, but the wire isn't strong enough and it'll just bend it. But these, they're a little sticky, but they do work. Same with our recirc. Go slow and ginger, but it does work. And the other day when we got everything together and plugged the battery in, that guy worked, our actual fan. So at some point, when we want it to work best as possible, we will dig into this stuff and try to get it cleaned up better. But until then, I'll just leave it on warm, which is fine by me. In the summer, I might hate it, but I can always go to recirc and try to avoid any airflow. And yeah, that's gonna work fine. I haven't tested the back defrost, but at least if the front's working, that's the biggest deal, I think. And we do have a heater valve off that other car that actually turns by hand. So this one is in much better shape than the one that is on this car right now. So we'll switch this one over. But that won't matter until we get the box right there dealt with, because both of them run off of this. So I don't know why, but for some reason I'm actually kind of getting used to this really goofy blue and red combination, to the point that it's starting to not bother me and starting to, I don't know, I'm getting used to it, I guess, which is silly, but it's alright. Need a gauge cluster still. Someone was gonna sell me one and ship it, and they marked their listing sold but didn't get back to me on the quote for shipping, so I don't know if they are just getting around to that or if they sold it to someone local, and that would be a bummer, but probably what happened.